Hi, thank you for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today's card is going to be a green themed St. Patrick's Day card. It's not 100% St. Patrick's Day, but I thought it turned out pretty cute. We're going to use this glitter paper here. We're going to use the closest to green, and we're going to turn it a little more green. It's kind of like a seafoam green, but I wanted it to be more of a St. Patrick's Day clover looking green. So I'm taking a random, it's kind of like a Sharpie, it's a generic Sharpie, and I just colored over the glitter, and I'm using this heart-shaped punch. I know punches aren't really a thing anymore, so I've listed some dies in the description of the video below, but I'm just going to punch out a whole bunch, and for, nobody needs to watch me do that. I edited out most of my punching out of the hearts, and we're going to use this stencil from Erin Lee Creative, the Rainbow Stripes, I think is what it's called. But I put the link in the description box below for that stencil. It was a free gift the last time I ordered from Erin Lee Creative. So we're going to use the My Favorite Things cloud stencil on the background of the card. And this Distress Oxide that we are using here is going to make the clouds. I think this is the closest thing to a real cloud color, in my opinion. Cloud sky, I guess, because the clouds are white and the sky is blue. My bad. But here we are making our clouds. I love this cloud stencil. It's so cool because all four sides are different, and it can make it can just make all the clouds look different, and I appreciate that. So next we are going to use this stencil, and in hindsight, after you see the reveal, you'll see what I'm talking about. I wish I would have used pixie spray to attach it down to the card panel. But we are going to use the Gina K Electro Pop Neon Inks for this. I really like bright colors, so we're going to use all of the colors. Well, not all of them. There are 8 colors, I believe, and I'm using 4. So we're going to use the red, which honestly, I can't remember the name of all these colors. Let me grab one here and see which one it was. So it was Raging Red and Orange Glow and Loud Lime and Blaring Blue. Those are the colors that we used to make the rainbow stripes. And if you guys have any other color ideas of how I could use this stencil creatively, because this is the only idea I had. I'm sure that there's other much better ideas out there, but this is the only idea I came up with on how to use this stencil. This stencil is definitely a little bit outside my comfort zone. Ta-da, there's the reveal. And then after this, we are going to punch out some circles. This is going to help us assemble our clovers because we're going to glue all the glitter hearts together, but they need something to be glued onto. So I decided that the little circles would probably be the best to center all the hearts onto. And so that's what we're doing here. We're assembling the little clover leaves. I don't know. My bad. All right. So that's what we're doing very slowly here. And you'll see towards the end of this, I got a little sense about me, and I started using the reverse tweezers so that I could hold the circle part and not get glue all over the place, because that's what I was doing. I'm literally trying to glue this all together, and I'm getting glue everywhere. You can see it all over my fingers and stuff. Here we go. Finally got the tweezers out. You'd think after all this time I would reach for the tweezers first, but no, I still don't. All right, so we made 5 of those, and I spared you from watching all of them. Now, here is my Airtable database for my organization of my craft room supplies, and I wanted a sentiment that said lucky. And I knew that I had at least one stamp set that had the word lucky in it, so I searched it in the search thing, and then here's one of them. It's the Altenew, I think it's called Beautiful Inside. That wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So we went on to the second one, and this is a very old, it's called Sprinkles of Life stamp set from Stampin' Up. And that one was the one that I wanted, and I even have it located, or organized by location of where I store them, because I have 4 different bins. And here we're going to make the stems for the clovers. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment with the Misty. And this is a brand new ink pad. It is the Obsidian Black Amalgam ink from Gina K. And the reason I got this one is it's supposed to be really good with Copic coloring, alcohol marker, ink coloring, and stuff like that. So we're going to test it out and see how it does. I appreciate how the sentiment turned out. I like a very crisp black sentiment. And we're going to put away our stamp. And I've been loving using this little punch, which is also a very old retired thing. I've been crafting for a very long time, so I have a lot of old supplies. I know that there are die cuts that can do the same exact thing that what I'm doing here, but I struggle with getting rid of things that are still useful to me. So I will continue to use this dated punch because I have a few punches in my collection that I really like. And now that the clovers are all assembled, I'm going to take my Olo marker here and just color a little bit in the center where you could see the circle behind all the hearts because they don't match up 100% perfectly. And we just want it to look flawless. And so we are going to arrange all of the clovers and their stems, and we're going to attach the stems on the back now with some glue. And this is taking much longer than I anticipated. I really had so much more footage for making this card than I thought I would. I literally thought this would be like a 10-minute card, and then I was like getting all the footage together, and I was like, how did this take 45 minutes? It's seriously like a vortex in my craft room. I'm like, oh, it'll be so fast, and then it's not. Does anyone else struggle with that? Drop down in the comments like the most surprising thing about crafting for you, because I'd really like to know what you find most surprising about crafting. For me, it's the time. Like I literally come in my craft room and I'm like, oh, it'll just take me 10 minutes to finish this. An hour later, yeah. So that's my struggle, is that everything takes way. I guess that's life in general. I always underestimate everything. I assume everything will be so quick. And we're attaching the sentiment. I did pop it up on some foam dots so I could give it a little bit more dimension. And yes, now that I'm seeing it while I'm editing, I'm noticing that the sentiment is not straight on the top of the card. Oh, well, it is what it is at this point. All right, and we're going to glue the clovers down, and I'm going to take a big stamp block, and I'm going to weight them all down evenly so that they will stay adhered to the card panel. And I am going to put the card panel on a white card base and call it a day, and there's the finished product. Let me know what you think. All right, so here's some other videos that you may enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to come back soon and check out my next video. Have a great day. Bye.